So welcome back, everyone, to What's Next in Cars. We've been a little bit away. This is Rob. I'm Beau. We've been away because we've been very busy. I've been on holiday, and then I quickly jumped into Le Mans, which is why I'm wearing this.
Fanboy. Ferrari cap. You bought a new one. You lost the other one.
No, I lost the Miami one.
Yeah, sure.
And I might possibly have a lead on that. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You didn't get any donations from the community?
No,
That's a shame.
like zero.
No, like dumbass Beau, shouldn't lose your head. Shame for you.
Yeah, but as I said, I might have a lead on it, so I need to follow up on that once I have time.
Okay.
But yeah, enough about the silly hat. We have a lot of exciting news from Le Mans. We're gonna talk about Le Mans, and then we also have some non-Le Mans news if you don't really like Le Mans.
It's okay. It's endurance week.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's
endurance month.
Endurance month. So yeah, before Le Mans we got the Valkyrie LM,
Which is really cool.
which is really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Aston Martin launching another special series of
it's
of limited production run cars. So it's like a track version. Of
I'll come back to that. Hang on.
But
It's nearly the same as the Valkyrie LMH that they're running in WEC and IMSA.
yeah. Of
Apart
course,
from they removed the torque sensors. It can run on normal fuel because in WEC they use the fuel that's made from grapes.
Yeah.
There's a few things also to make it easier for the customer to use it and everything.
Right.
But just hardware-wise, it's identical to the Hypercar. It's
That's
just
really cool. So you're racing or driving like a true race car.
697 horsepower.
Plenty
Enough, yeah.
For what is it? 900 kilos? No.
1030 probably, or maybe they could have removed a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's
the homologation
it's
is
matching
the homologation
white
is
car,
minimum
so-
130. So yeah.
cool.
No, but and then they released like all 10 because they're going to make 10.
That's really
Only
not much.
10,
That's very limited.
It's not a lot.
Like you have more Pagani Huayras and more Bugatti Bolides, I think.
Yeah, true. And
So-
they will all run on bespoke Pirelli rubber, not Michelin rubber, which is interesting because
the white cars are running
the WEC
Michelin cars.
runs on Michelin.
Weird, but cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's
Probably all sold out right
probably.
away.
These might be all the configurations of the car, and then the yellow and the purple one.
The purple one is very
oh my
cool.
God, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it's only that, and I think they made it just like how I would say they made it just more different enough so it falls out of the homologation, and that another customer can buy it and like run. I'll drive Le Mans next year with
that ain't gonna happen.
which is a shame. Like if someone wants to run Le Mans with a Valkyrie and has the money to do so, go ahead and do it. No,
Or maybe we will see a customer team in the
Hopefully.
next coming years.
because
That might be an idea too. So
I've heard the Valkyrie LMH now for quite a
but
time.
I think with this they wanted to push more their driving experience program and stuff like that, because this is what this thing is all about. You know, it's about this driving program stuff that more of these brands are focusing on, like the Arte in Pista program, the XX program.
yeah.
So Bugatti with their own program. So I think Aston Martin was like,
We need something.
they needed something
Yeah.
to please their customers, and this is
this is what
right
they're
thing.
going on, and it's going to be launched in Q2 2026.
nice.
It's really cool. But then as I've come to explain the Valkyrie LM, because this used to be like the ACO. Aston Martin was pushing the ACO to have the requirement of when you're building your hypercar for the WEC,
Okay.
you have to have a road homologation. So and they started making the Valkyrie, and so the Valkyrie was the road car that's made for the track, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So and then they announced the race car that was based on the road car for the track.
Yeah.
Right. So then they canceled the race car that was going to be based on the road car, and then out of the race car that was going to be a road car, they built a track car, and then from the track car that was going to be based on the road car, they built the current
the
LMH, the like hypercar, and so now we have a track day car made out of a race car that was based on a track car which was built from the cancelled race car that was based on the road car that's made to go racing.
Nice.
Are you still following?
It's complicated though. It's very complicated.
I'm very interested to see what they do with the Valkyrie even more.
Must have been a puzzle at the department that's more like, wait, what are we doing exactly?
But
It seems confusing.
it's crazy because if you trace back to when they started development on the Valkyrie and they were pushing the ACO for these rules, to which then they said we don't have any money. It's 2016.
Whoa.
It started.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's like almost 10 years of Valkyrie legacy already.
That's insane.
Whoa. It's very cool. Okay, but
Okay,
we have
very nice. Very
we have
nice.
other Le Mans news, which was
This was pretty badass news. We saw the teaser, so we knew.
we talked about
what
it
was
a few
coming.
times in the podcast before.
Yeah, we had two teasers. One just with the shape of the car, so we knew it was gonna be a 963.
Yeah.
And then a few more details, so we knew it was gonna be a road car somehow because it wears the beautiful Porsche crest badge. Not a sticker or anything. And then this came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's the 963 RSP, and then RSP stands for Roger Searle Penske.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a commemorative car they made for Roger Penske.
But he asked.
I'm not sure if Roger asked or they were like
we were gonna.
They wanted to celebrate their partnership with Penske because they go back
Quite
for
a
a
while,
long
yeah.
time, and someone came up with the idea to build a road car because if you remember back in 60s or 70s, the 917.
Yeah.
Chassis number 30 was a what if at Porsche, and they were like, what if we would make it a road car?
Mm.
And so there's only one 917 that wears plates, and that it can actually has a certificate of conformity to go on the road.
Yeah, it's owned by François Perraudot.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Well, he has quite a few cars, a few cool cars. So I honestly I thought the 963 RSP was at first for him too because it matches
me too, yeah.
the configuration of the 970.
Yeah,
so
it's the same. It's the same
sense,
Martini silver color on the
stunning.
outside, and on the inside, and
with all the leather and
it's
insane.
And my favorite thing is the cup holder in this.
The cup holder is quite cool, yeah.
So, I've already explained the car a little bit on our social media, but if you haven't seen, they based it off of the race car. They changed suspension, they changed dampening, they changed engine tuning, they changed the lights, so they're going a little bit more down so they don't blind too much.
Yeah, but exterior-wise, it looks honestly 90%.
Yeah,
like
they made some covers over the open wheels, which I think is
sense.
mostly to please the local government.
Yeah,
and that's where the car. It also has a horn, but that's where the car falls a little bit apart to me, and I'm hoping to see if Porsche will do some further effort, because at the end of the press release it states that all of these things were done, so it made like the basic requirements, and thanks to the ACO, and
they were able to,
and the willingness of the French government, they allowed it for a special occasion to run on the roads.
Ah, okay.
So
yeah, because it's a W plate in France, so it's like a temporary plate.
Yeah, so it's not
very road legal.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think if you're going to Germany, then you can register it as well.
But probably in the UK or the US, they
you can register a couch in the UK. I mean,
so in a different country, it will probably be
probably, but it's a very, very cool car.
Super racy.
I wish
I like the Martini Silver.
I've heard from some people like they're like they don't have any credit to them, but some people have been saying that Porsche is looking to build like a limited run.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
I heard that too because people are really asking for it. People with a lot of money want it.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool if there would be a limited run of these cars, because it would make Porsche probably a lot of money.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't make them a lot of money, it's a halo car, and everyone has been waiting for a new hypercar from Porsche for so long.
Yeah, and it would be the right time with the W1 and the F80. And this is like true hypercar.
And yeah, this is a hypercar,
It's
and
not,
even though it doesn't have like 1,000 horsepower, it's
just the
still,
looks.
yeah,
just
and
being
it's,
able-
it's a race car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the thing. It's a road going race car.
It's like back in the day, CLK, GTR, GT1.
Like there's
It's
not
that
there's not
era.
even space for a second person.
Who cares?
Yeah,
You have your cup holder.
that like the cup holder is the
Can
great-
go to McDonald's and
The cup
order a
holder-
milkshake.
Yeah, because you have this very nice place here. You can
to put your nuggets.
To put your nuggets. Honestly, it's a stunning car, and the guy who drove it, Timo Bernhardt,
Mm-hmm.
he was really impressed as well how it drove
cool.
on the road.
Okay, nice.
So he was like, "This is a once in a lifetime opportunity," and yeah, and he's a Porsche factory
And he's a Porsche
driver.
guy. Yeah,
So-
indeed.
Yeah.
He knows what special is.
It's a really cool car. I really like it. I've seen it at Le Mans in real life, and honestly, I wasn't sold on the silver from the
I
pictures.
understand. Yeah, you need to see it in real life.
My God, it looks
Mm.
good in.
On the on the picture, I was also like, could have got a more special color, but I'm saw it in real life, so
My God, it's stunning.
it's classy.
It's very classy, and the combination with the brown leather, it just works.
And it was cool that they took out both cars at the same time, like
Yeah.
963 and 970 on the road. It was like,
Yeah, but they had to.
yeah.
Like you could not just say, "Oh, we made this."
Here it is, yeah.
We made this one-off based on a one-off, and so where's the other one-off? Yeah, we
somewhere
we
in
couldn't
the
find
garage.
it. No, it's a really, really cool car. And so before we go into what actually happened at Le Mans, I just wanted to point this out. It's a very funny video. I don't know if you've seen it already,
I saw it.
but it's like Road to Le Mans, and in the Road to Le Mans, it's this series that you get the chance to run up to Le Mans and then get there. So you actually drive at the circuit, and there was this crash quite early on. And then between the two Ferraris, and the guy in here, he was properly pissed off.
He was really pissed.
He was really pissed off, and he's like walking angrily, kicking the door.
He's
honestly,
really losing his.
he's really
stuff,
losing his
yo.
mind. Yeah. So
But I didn't
in-
see the crash. I didn't see the
yeah,
point
yeah,
of contact.
he hit him quite hard.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I would have been pissed too then.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not the sportiest thing to do, and I don't condone this, but it's quite funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And definitely in that corner where there's like
Everyone,
a lot of people watching you.
Yeah, because there's like 3 hospitalities as well there. So it's not only the spectators, but then you have people elevated in the
Indeed, yeah.
Alpine, the
The
Total Energies, and the
Peugeot,
Peugeot hospitality.
Whoops.
But yeah, it happens.
Stuff like this happens. Yeah.
Sometimes.
And honestly,
you-
in
you-
that
you-
kind of moment, I would lose my mind too. So don't blame the
it's
guy.
not, it's not only Verstappen that loses his mind, guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're all people.
I'm
and
pretty
then-
sure it'll be the same.
I could see that.
Smack the shit out of him.
Yeah, and then
And then bam,
the
Ferrari wins.
The 3rd Ferrari win in a row.
It's quite an achievement though.
It's quite. It's
and
a-
it's honestly it's
And-
for the other brand manufacturers like, oh, come on guys.
yeah. But on
Porsche was close though.
Porsche was close.
Porsche was very close, and honestly,
but
Astra was a machine. Eh?
oh my God, Astra. But
Every single time his stint was.
even Van Toor was doing like
great
very good things.
sense, great sense.
Because I've then watched the average pace of each driver afterwards, and Astra and Van Toor, they were up there. They were
Nice.
so quick. But yeah, I do think still like Ferrari kept a little bit of pace in the box.
Yeah,
Because
you do?
Kubica said like last hour or 2 hours he was just matching. He was like, okay, I can do this, but
Really? The
I'm,
last
go- I'm,
2
I'm,
hours
go-
already?
I'm going to match. Yeah, I'm going to prevent pushing it to not make
Okay.
sure I get more issues with the car, because for the whole race they had the gearbox issue.
Yeah, indeed.
And he said like, I think the last hour he said I'm just matching the Porsche pace to keep the gap. And then and the other 2 Ferraris they had issues as well.
Exactly.
With the radiator and everything.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, a lot of issues this year though for BMW.
Yeah, but
Toyota.
the thing was is I think we did 80 more laps than last year's race, which is of course logical because we didn't have a 4.5 hour safety car.
Exactly. There was almost no safety car.
There was only one safety
and
car,
and
it lasted for like half an hour.
Yeah,
max.
That's what I saw
and
too.
Even like the full course yellows that were there, they were only there for like half a minute or a minute. Yeah. So the
big
car,
incidents. So
yeah, everyone said it, and Ferrari as well, because they saw that a few of their cars
were suffering.
They were suffering. They were like, we never expected the cars to run so fast.
Whoa.
And at that pace for 24 hours and without any catch of breath. And so now we're seeing a lot of different issues, and we saw as well with a lot of other cars, also with LMP2s or the GT3 cars.
We're struggling. Yeah.
Like both McLarens just died on the straights. And like it's crazy to see. Such a shame because they were doing quite well.
Yeah, true.
And then Iron Dame's luck strikes again.
Classic.
I mean, they just can't catch a breath, and
that's
such
sad.
a shame.
It
already started bad with Michel Gatting, where
Sarah had to
during the practice the car dropped on the side skirt of the car dropped onto her foot and she broke it.
That must have hurt like a bitch.
Yeah. It's actually a similar story to the 2023 Le Mans with the LMP2 guys of Inter Europol.
Exactly.
But that happened during the race.
Yeah, the guy kept driving with his broken foot, no?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see him like skipping onto to get into the car. And and then they got hit by another car again, which they got stuck into sixth gear.
Yeah, so forget it.
The race is over. So bit of a shame for them. And then also the day after we had the Ferrari 50, which is the hat I'm wearing now.
Yeah.
Disqualified.
How come? that was weird though.
Yeah, so they failed the wing deflection test, and a lot of people are screaming, "Oh yeah, Ferrari's doing a flexi wing," but Ferrari released a statement that it's a little bit more than that. So in the last half hour, when they did their last pit stop, one of the technicians noticed that there was a bolt missing from the rear wing, and
one bolt.
They supplied us with the picture here. So it's the mounting point of the central fin to the rear wing.
Okay.
And
but they lost 4 bolts.
Yeah. They say they saw one, and between like in the last half hour the other 3 came out.
Okay.
Which would mean you have no support there, and it does they had a 53 millimeter deflection. And they're only allowed 15. So a lot of people are also saying Ferrari's cheating. Honestly, I don't think.
Yeah.
You can manage to like have the wing lose its bolts, and also like try to get away with a deflection that's like 3 or 4 times as much, and hope like the FIA or the ACO won't notice because
exactly.
So they got disqualified. Maybe a bit harsh.
That's really
But on the other hand, and if I was in Ferrari's place at that time, they came in, they saw the bolt was missing, and then they left the car out again, which was fine. But afterwards they were like, okay, maybe we'll hold the car off and we'll let it run behind the 51 because because we might have other issues as well. Okay. And then I would have been like, okay guys, at that point
just fix it.
We're like 2 minutes up from the Cadillac.
Exactly.
Let's just swap the rear end. It's it
takes a few seconds.
A pit stop takes, or a drive-through takes 40 to 50 seconds. Changing the rear takes 10-20 seconds. Yeah. So 1.5 minutes, and you still have like 30 seconds ahead of the Cadillac. So the Cadillac would have to run like a second a lap faster.
Wasn't
in the final 30 minutes. So
silly risk.
Honestly.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, ooh, that must have hurt.
Yeah. And then I've selected 2 of the manufacturers that I think could be really happy with how Le Mans went for them, and 2 who can go home crying. So the first one, and this is the obvious one, Aston Martin.
Definitely.
My God, I think
They did a great job.
If anyone told you the Valkyrie is going to run, and both are going to run flawlessly for 24 hours
Nothing
straight.
happened to those cars, huh?
Yeah, in one of the fastest Le Mans in the new era, then no one would have believed you. There was one in the early race where they got an early puncture.
Okay, but that's nothing mechanical.
No, it's nothing mechanical. And
so that's different.
Yeah, I maybe during the night, but I never saw them actually get put back into the box. And they finished ahead of a Porsche. They finished ahead of a Toyota. Finished ahead of the two, maybe not the two Peugeots, not one Peugeot, the two BMWs as well. And with the 50 disqualification, because they ran up to 12 overall, and the 83 and the number 4, they don't count as manufacturer points, which means Aston Martin has their first points of the year.
That's really cool.
So
that's really cool.
A really, really solid effort from them, and I think 48 hours of data for them, develop the car. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then even though maybe expectations were a little bit higher based on Spa, I think they did really, really good.
Yeah, no serious issues either.
Because
I think
if we go back to last year, both cars didn't even make like the 6.5 hour mark.
Last year was terrible. I was crying.
It was a external combustion engine last year. and this year the cars ran flawlessly and they ran quite quick. They just
couldn't match the pace.
Yeah, and I do think I've heard that they did admit that between the testing day and then like the practices, they changed the setup a little bit and they never found the window where the car was competitive as well. So they so it's partially BOP probably as well, but they also admitted that the car wasn't the setup window wasn't wide enough to accommodate for. But
it leaves still a lot of potential for them.
Yeah, and
which is
I mean now, and that's the greatest achievement. The car is reliable now.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you can have a fast car, but if you don't finish, then there's no point. So now they have a fast car. They just need to find that little more extra.
Exactly. And you were invited by them.
Yes.
How was it? You
didn't
great. Tell me.
Yeah,
you had fun.
Yeah, I had really fun.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the video, man.
Yeah. I'll get it up up to the end of this week.
Okay, I'm curious.
But honestly, like the hospitality is in a very great place because it's turn 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
And turn 1 is actually just like a big turn. So it does. Yeah, the first chicane. That's called the first chicane. So it's a really nice place.
It's like next to the Total one, or no?
Yeah, next to Peugeot, and then Total is next to it.
Okay.
But it's a really nice place to be. The cars they hit the brakes there, and you can really
definitely
see
at night. It's cool.
The brakes heating up. The LMP2 cars. I love watching the LMP2 cars in the night because the flames out of the exhaust from the side is like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, true.
And, it's a really.
It's
really
all these
cool
V8 Gibson engines. So pretty cool.
Yeah, the new chassis are going to be longer, wider.
Huh? Really?
And turbocharged V6s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's chilly.
Yeah. So. I think 2027. So probably next year is the last year if you want to enjoy the Gibsons.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but I'm looking forward to the video.
It's really really nice. Honestly, if you just can go to Le Mans, whether you're just last year I went camping at Le Mans, and it's also an experience.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah.
No, it's great. If you want to go to Le Mans, no doubt.
If you haven't been, you should just go.
You should just go.
Yeah, you should do it.
Yeah, and then finally, I think the losers here.
Toyota was a really disappointment, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't expect it because like from testing they were running very well, and if you were looking at the BOP tables,
they should have been quite competitive. But
because Ferrari ran like the same power above 250 as last year, and Toyota got like a 1 kilowatt increase this year. So the Toyota had the better pace last year over the Ferrari, and it just like a little bit of straight line. So the push to like a little bit more power seemed like a good thing, but they for some reason in qualifying they liked quite a lot of pace, and then in the race, they also made a lot of mistakes.
Ah, really?
Also with
I didn't watch the full race, so don't
at one point, one of the wheels fell off. I think.
Oh my god, I saw it.
The 8. Yeah, the 8. The wheel fell off.
That was really stupid.
It had to run all
the track without,
and it lost so many times. So that's why it finished behind the Aston Martins and everything else.
That was a very silly mistake. I saw that.
A lot of penalties as well. Also for Ferrari, silly mistakes as well. So honestly, it's like the 83. I think ran a near flawless race.
Yeah, nothing.
Kubica did like a total of 10 hours in the car.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Oof. And then the number 6, the flawless race.
Yeah, I think a few times in the breaking point that they missed the 83.
Yeah, but just like from penalty wise.
Nothing.
No,
nothing.
And then the last one, and honestly, I'm really
that's a shame.
I'm really disappointed with them because it's the second year you're riding at Le Mans, but it's the third year of this car,
and they still can't get their stuff together.
They run 4 cars worldwide, so and 2 24-hour races because they also run in Daytona. Yeah, and still they can't manage to run without hitting mechanical issues. Yeah. And even in Daytona, you always see them like at some point going back into the pit box, and you're like, "Come on, guys." It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a cool looking car, especially with the shell livery. It's a really nice
but for WRT, it's not fun either. Huh?
No.
It's really
especially with their GT3.
Also, having troubles.
Yeah, both. Not crashing out, but DNFing. One hit a rabbit. Rest in peace, rabbit. It was like someone showed me a picture of
hitting a rabbit at 300 doesn't seem fun though.
The bumper, and there's like this big hole inside the bumper. It's like poor rabbit. But
Hypercar BMW is a
lot of work.
The wing
lot of work BMW.
But let's continue on the BMW story.
Because if we'll go there because
okay.
If you see how much Ferrari has improved the car because they were so dominant, and I think
and same at Porsche.
Yeah, as well with Porsche. I think no one expected Porsche to be this close to Ferrari.
Exactly.
But the way the Ferrari could just run the pace just how they wanted, no one expected. And what they did within the last year and over the winter with the car, crazy. I do think
they managed to close big gaps.
It's probably now the best one of the bunch there.
Yeah, definitely.
If you would run it unrestricted, it just runs in circles. Everybody. But the Porsche is a cool thing as well because it's an LMDH, but it's like it's different from the BMW where Porsche actually had a say in the chassis. Yeah, and the others, they were just like, here's our chassis, you go ahead. So that's why the Porsche is like a half LMH, because they did a lot of development
their own
with them. But BMW, work to do. And as you were saying, BMW, we have BMW news because
there is a new BMW XM.
No, there's not a new BMW XM.
Not a new one.
No,
but they presented it as a new one.
I don't think they really presented it. Just the word came out and everyone was like, ooh. So we had the launch of the XM with just the BMW XM, which
was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, something like that, and it had around 650 horsepower. Yeah. Don't quote me on the exact number.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then quickly after, the XM label red came there,
and that was a 700 plus horsepower.
748 horsepower. Yes, it's a lot. And it had the very ugly red accents there.
Disgusting.
And BMW quickly saw, customers aren't really liking the red.
Yeah, because you had the split interior in different cars. It was terrible.
They allowed for the red things to be other colors than red, and instead of the label red, they call it the label. So it's still the XM label.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the XM50E came out, which basically is the X545E.
With an X5.
X550E, sorry.
But just with an XM bodywork.
Yeah, and it has 476 horsepower. But now, and honestly, I do get it, because I was like, three different cars between 480
complicated.
and 750 horsepower, they dropped the mid-range.
Makes sense.
So like the 650 whatever horsepower is gone, and now you only have the choice of having a XM, so like what BMW calls their fully M developed car without an M engine, or the fully developed M car
with an M engine.
With an M engine with questionable performance between the hybrid and the IC.
Okay.
Because I've never heard anyone talk good about the correlation between the IC and the hybrid system in the XM.
It's terrible. I drove it.
I've never driven it, but
I drove it. I drove a red label. It was horrible. It was really trashy.
yeah.
In the M5 they fixed it.
Yeah, so I've heard. Yeah,
that's fine. But in the XM is like nothing and
Brr, and
then it gives you whiplash. It's the most annoying thing ever.
You're not the only one that I've heard.
And people,
everyone literally, I've never heard anyone talk good about it, like the powertrain in the XM.
Yeah, don't like it.
So
it's a stupid car.
Before the M5 came out, I was really scared that they were going to screw up the M5 as well with that.
Ah, well, they did.
So I'm really glad that they.
Maybe they fix it with this one too.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to drive one.
You can drive one.
Yeah, it sounds like
you can drive one.
Yeah, I'll drive one. I've never driven one. The only thing I
they got new colors too. I think they have this frozen Portimao looking color.
Mm-hmm.
There's some new colors that I appreciate.
Yeah, some matte color options.
I like that. Makes the car less ugly.
Well, at least it's not X3 levels of ugliness, which we have established.
No. Somehow it looks okay-ish.
I'm wondering what a facelift of this will look like.
Please don't make it.
No, but we have other news as well here. We have the.
Well, we should stop bashing BMW. It's not good.
Yeah, sorry BMW.
Won't do it again.
I'll come back to that X3 review very soon because it's both a good and bad one. I've been teasing it for so long. Everyone's
5% good, 95% bad.
Everyone's going to be like, just release it already.
I'm waiting for it,
guys.
I'm waiting for it. What are you doing at night? Hurry up.
Trying to catch sleep because I only slept for like 3 hours at Le Mans.
Weak.
It was like, we're going to go to bed, and I was like 3:30. And when I went to bed, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep.
You should always go to sleep like, rookie mistake, man. You should go to sleep quite early.
No, but
the issue was early.
There was no bus, so we had to wait for the bus.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Because we left at like 1:30 or quarter to 2.
Okay.
And it took like the bus 1.5 hours to get.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's quite long.
But
because
it was like this big touring car bus that has to drive through the small Le Mans.
Okay. Because the
roads.
most beautiful part of the race is, I think, in the morning when the sun comes up. That's so special, and the track is empty.
Yeah.
Because everybody's gone, or you see like a few people like
Sunset
sleeping
was
next
very
to the
nice
track.
as well.
Yeah, sunset and sunrise. That's it's pure magic at Le Mans.
So let's go back next year.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but let's get back on.
Sorry,
the
back on
topic.
track. Back on track. Sorry.
Mercedes, they. Honestly, I think this has been a similar thing with the CLA, where people for some reason just try to like bash Mercedes.
Well, we've seen a lot of titles where they were bashing the G-Class. It's not
it's a flop, it's sitting like lead at the dealership. It's electric. This is basically how the internet is going.
The classic.
Electric bad, engine good. It's about the electric G, if you didn't notice. Honestly,
you loved it.
I love the car, and a lot of people who have driven it say like it makes so much sense, and I'll die on a hill for it. I'll say it's the second best G-Class after the 450D.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's such a nice drive. Honestly, it drives better than a 450D, but the 450D just beats it on like having 3 or 4 times the range.
Yeah.
and that's where but it's a really, really good product,
and it still makes sense.
Yeah.
So
because a lot of people, they don't travel that much, but people have been screaming about the sales essentially.
Yeah, because it doesn't sell, and they
Yeah, it
only
doesn't
sold.
sell.
What was it? 1,400.
They sold 1,450 in April, so like 1,500 in a month.
I think that's a lot.
For a car that's like between 150 and 200,000 euros.
Yeah,
and a new electric product in a struggling market, I think it's quite good.
Exactly.
To be honest, they sold 9,700 combustion engine G-classes, but honestly,
yeah, but that's including the AMGs too.
Yeah, but if you see how many G63s they're selling, even the G63 is outselling like the 500 or the 450D.
Yeah. You only see today I saw 3 G63s. I saw one G580.
I get more excited when I see a non-AMG because you don't see them that often.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but wait. So 9,000 G wagons, 1,400. So what is it? 10% is electric.
Every electric G-Class they make, they sell 9 IC ones.
Okay.
Which
is not that bad for a niche product like this.
It's a very niche product,
and for people who are not supposed to.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that holds people away is range. Which,
but I'm curious to know how many people drive that
honestly,
often with a G-Wagon.
If you see G-Wagons on the second-hand market, a lot of them, especially if they're not diesels, if it's like the AMG ones, a lot of them they don't have a lot of miles on them.
It's just to cruise around town, and that's
it's just like picking up the kids from school and bringing them back home.
Then a G580 is
this is
the better
perfect
choice.
Yeah.
So
it was funny because when I had the G580 and I was traveling through a school zone at around 8 o'clock, and there was this. Honestly, there was this mom with her kids in a G63 behind me.
Really?
I was like, there's the stereotype.
You're gonna get bashed for this online, yo.
Sorry. I got called out once with the Alpine already, so please don't cancel.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a gender neutral world, man.
Yeah. Fathers can also pick up cars from school.
Kids.
Okay. They can pick cars up as well.
We pick up the cars, the mom picks up the kids. Bravo, Beau.
Oh my god. Other people can. No, I'm not going to. No.
You're done. You're done.
Next car, we have the Audi Q3 that's been released.
Very pretty car.
Very pretty car.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. I'm
design-wise on the
it's a very
exterior,
pretty car.
It looks stunning.
I still miss the iconic Audi headlight.
The Matrix signature, or you mean?
But Audi has been like for the last 20 years to me the forefront of headlight design, just design in general.
Exactly.
Not necessarily like light technology, but that as
just
well.
The
but
design
just the design of has been like very distinctive, spot on, and with like the small light bar. And you can change
the design. Huh?
You can change the design.
Like 5 designs you can pick from.
But it's
gimmicky.
It's gimmicky. But it's ICE.
And you have diesel. Which is awesome.
And electric. Correct?
Wait, I don't think there's a full electric.
Not yet? Oh, sorry.
It's just plug-in, petrol, diesel.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so no full electric, and the most powerful is the hybrid one with like 265 horsepower.
No, it's great. I think it's a really cool
and
car.
It starts at 150 horsepower.
It also resembles a little bit Q2, I think.
Yeah, it's a big Q2.
Yeah, but
the Q2 is funky.
I really like the Q2.
It's a cool
A lot
design.
of people didn't like it, but I really like the Q2.
And on the inside, it looks just like every bloody Audi.
Yeah, with a lot of plastics as well.
Amazing screens. So that's
and honestly, the internet has been going wild about it. I was like, also, what?
The what?
The things that sit behind the steering wheel.
Yeah, like indicators and stuff.
Yes, and the drive.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I saw that. I didn't get it. Why did they do this?
I saw the algorithm pushed this onto me first because everyone
and then
was
you saw
raving.
the new Q3.
And then I saw the new Q3,
okay.
So I was like, what car is this from? Did Audi release it? Oh, there's the new Q3.
Yeah, people are truly bashing it.
But
and it looks, honestly...
It looks so cheap. It looks so weird.
I don't
looks
like it.
needlessly complicated, and you just have this.
It's made to break down.
This whole plastic bar between the behind the steering wheel, and it's worse than BMW ditching their returning indicators. Yeah, but that was such a great thing with BMW. You just pull it and it goes back up, and
Exactly. That was a good thing.
got a lot of people confused, but it was always funny to to follow someone in a BMW, see them indicating to the left, and then they make the turn and then indicating to the right. They messed up.
But yeah, this I don't know where it comes from.
I have no clue.
Some smart ass guy thought, oh my god, I have this brilliant idea.
But the indicator, it doesn't stay up, right? It just like goes up and then returns.
Yeah, you just click it and then it goes back.
It's similar to what BMW did before.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see Audi drivers indicating all the way. Is this what you think Audi drivers will do?
Too complicated. Yeah, I don't know. Why make simple things unnecessarily complicated?
And also,
it's the thing I'll never understand.
The buttons on the steering wheel, I'm not a fan as well.
That's okay. I just go back to the previous picture.
Yeah.
Did they fix the ugly panel in the door? They fixed it.
Oh, but they have the Sonos system, which a lot of people have been bashing as well. That's not good.
Where's the Bang & Olufsen?
No, it's now Sonos.
It used to be Bose.
In the A3, it's now also Sonos.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't test it when I drove the RS3, but I got quite a lot of comments on the RS3 review saying, "Oh my god, the Sonos system is not good."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad. Okay.
No, I think it's
what's
the panel
wrong
there
with
is a little.
Bose? So
Yeah, I don't know. They got more money from Sonos.
maybe. Yeah.
No.
And
No,
the speakers don't look pretty either.
No. I agree. I do like how the door handle is integrated.
It's like in the Miniman, it sucks.
No, I
You're
think
not
it looks
gonna like the door handle.
The door handle.
Sorry, the door
Yeah.
handle. I thought the thing to close the door.
No, the thing to close the door. Yeah, I like it. With this Alcantara finish on it, and yeah,
I don't like it.
I think it looks better than a lot of things that are running around these
Weirdo.
days. Speaking of minis, minis were at lunch at my office this afternoon. They had like pizza and minis you could test drive. It was quite fun.
Where were you this?
Yeah, just apparently Mini now is going around
Oh, really?
all different companies.
I was a
and
Mini.
test drive Mini on tour, and it's
Funny.
test drive and free pizza.
And you went for the pizza, I suppose.
Honestly, I was on the road all day, and then like at 12:30 I came into the office, and at 1:30 I left the office. Just picked something up from the office and ate some pizza.
What a hard
Good.
day of work.
Good pizza and
But I do like the new steering wheel in the Audi.
no,
Really?
you like it, but I
Man, it looks good.
honestly I'm already not a fan of a flat bottom steering wheel, and now they also made it a flat top, which it to me it screams Peugeot, because Peugeot has been doing this as well, and
no, that's too much. That's an insult. I like it.
yeah, I don't.
And the new logo too. Because
The new logo is
with my
nice.
Audi, I get inside the rings, it's all dirty.
Oh no.
And now it's easy to clean, so it's
Yeah,
better.
maybe you should get like a cotton swab and then.
Yeah. It's just I have time for that shit, man.
Yeah. No. From the outside, I think it looks very good. The
Inside,
interior. Let's wait and see.
How
But I wasn't too big of a fan in the A5.
for me,
the
it's
A6.
the biggest issue there is the screen, because it's gonna look old very soon.
Yeah, and just the way the design is incorporated, and with like the small.
Yeah, the black panels at
Yeah,
the side on the black panels.
It's too much. Yeah, black plastics that are highly reflective, gets very smudgy, and
yeah, meh.
yeah. Oh, another cool car. Thanks, Audi.
But then a really cool car, honestly.
Oh my god.
This is a really cool car.
There's only one thing, and I'll just get it out of the way before. I'm sad they didn't call it the Zora, because it's a really nice old reference to Corvette history, and it sounds a lot cooler than ZR1X.
That's true. I
So,
do
yeah.
agree. Should email the marketing team though.
Yeah, so ZR1X. If you thought, my ZR1 with what's it,
Almost
1064 horsepower. Not enough, and
I get bored.
I have a lot of traction issues. Obviously, with 1,000 horsepower to the rear wheels.
Might be a thing.
Hold up, because Corvette has saved you with this. So, what they did is they had the ZR1, and then they went to that electric engine in front of the E-Ray looks quite interesting. Let's push it back together. And so you have a updated E-Ray engine which now produces 186 horsepower.
Which is not that extraordinary, but
No, but it's almost 200 horsepower going to the front, which makes for a combined horsepower of 1,250 horsepower.
nice.
And I think the combined torque is like over 1,300 newton meters.
It sounds dangerous though.
It sounds yeah, but on the other hand, now you do have like the front pushing or pulling the car along as well. So maybe it's less dangerous than a ZR1.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
Also, like accelerating out of corners and everything, the balance will be a little more neutral, I feel.
Maybe, yeah. It sounds scary fast, man.
And the funny thing is that I saw this article as well. The electronics from the E-Ray engine that they incorporated, the ZR1X is so effing fast that they had to fully redevelop the software because the software is like error. Yeah. So the figures speak for themselves. It's also in this, like every Corvette, they're hard tops, which is really
That's
cool.
really cool that you always have just a convertible.
Yeah, so you
like
don't
that.
need to actually buy the convertible. You can just get the hard top. But GM says estimated 0 to 100 in under 2 seconds.
It's like blistering fast.
It's- Yeah, and if we compare it to like electric cars, I think a Model S Plaid is 2.2 or 2.1.
Yeah, like a Rimac Nevera is 1.6.
Yeah, and then a Lucid Air Sapphire is 2. So it's like, yeah, it should be faster than a Sapphire. I think it'll do like 233 miles an hour, as I've heard.
Fast enough.
Yeah. And then, quarter mile is like under 9 seconds with a trap speed of way over 150. And as well, I saw this as well a few days ago. They just released that the ZR1, not the ZR1X, but the ZR1 already beat like 5 US lap records.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then you're going to push this onto the market with more front end grip and
how
with
much
more
will
acceleration
it,
out of the corners.
Will it cost? Any idea?
No clue, but yeah, they're calling it a hypercar actually. The guys from Chevrolet.
What?
Yeah, and honestly,
Well, it are hypercar numbers, so
it are hypercar numbers, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see like
Hypercar
this going up to like I just want to see like a W1 and F80 and this
compared
thing.
to that, yeah.
like just one with lap times, but also just like for the fun of it, 0 to
Just straight
like
line stuff.
quarter mile or half mile. And honest,
Very, very cool stuff.
the wing is nuts, but if you don't like the wing,
I don't like the wing. It's too much.
you can get it without a wing, and I think here it looks absolutely stunning.
It's like the Touring ZR1X.
Yeah,
It looks pretty good.
I think this
But
is
what about like top speed? Because then this thing is gonna fly away probably.
no, I think this is made for the top speed.
Ah, really?
Yeah, and then with the big wing, you probably won't be able to hit the top speed.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you said, this is more the touring, and then the other one is more the track package.
I can't wait to have, because now we'll have them in Belgium too, and you will be driving one.
Yeah, I'll be driving. I'll not be driving a ZR1.
No, just the normals.
I hope it'll be an E-Ray.
I think it'll be an E-Ray.
I hope so, because it's a very interesting car. Because you can also just like do, I think you can do 3 or 4 kilometers on the electric engine, which isn't a lot, but it's just like
It's
enough to leave the neighborhood and not piss off any of the neighbors. No, it's a really cool. I really like the Corvette. The only thing, it still should have been front engined in my head, but when they're making things like this, or the Z06 with the crazy flat plane V8,
and then we can all agree that it's fine.
It's nuts. So that's the end of the news that we have.
Yep. onto our.
So yeah, we it's the second time we're doing car conspiracies.
And you picked it, this one, so I'm gonna listen very carefully to this.
Yeah, I picked it because I heard it, and I'm not the biggest believer on how it's going, but I do think it was like an interesting angle. So
enlighten us.
Since we're still like running high on Le Mans, let's talk Peugeot, because Peugeot, yeah, we've seen them introduce. I think it's also their third season now. They initially had like the 9X8 without a wing, with it saying we didn't want a rear wing. They relied a lot of underbody downforce, but they struggled to get pace out of the car, especially because when you're riding curbs, the downforce gets unstable, and it wasn't really too competitive. Last year, they redeveloped the car. They had a rear wing now on there, and a lot of it has been changed as well. It's uncertain if it's a new homologation or if it's just like use multiple jokers to upgrade.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's fundamentally a very different car. It also has different tire widths compared to the 9X8 from before.
Okay.
And a lot of people were seeing the car is getting quite better, and then like Le Mans came around and everyone was like, why does everyone hate Peugeot, or why does the ACO hate Peugeot? Because they got honestly they got the worst power to weight ratio of all the hypercars in the BOP, and everyone was like, but they weren't doing that well before.
So,
because I think at Spa they were close to running max power minimum weight again.
Yeah, but that in Spa they were doing okay.
Yeah, because they were running like max power minimum weight, and to see then all the other cars get bumped up to close to max power for Le Mans, and the Peugeot being held that back, it got a lot of people confused. And then I saw this video, and it goes back into why this has happened, and it starts off in like the mid 2000s. Audi was dominating in Le Mans, and Peugeot wanted to have a piece of the pie, so they developed the 908. If you remember.
Yeah, definitely.
The crazy LMP1 car with the V12 diesel engine.
Yeah, it's a very cool car.
It's a very cool car, and they did very well, because I think the first year they had a lot of issues with it, but then the second year they won from Audi, so it was a really cool car. And then they were like, okay, we're going to try and see what the next step might be. And the next step for them already, they thought, okay, it's going to be hybrid. So hybrid powertrains, they were not allowed by the ACO at the time, but Peugeot released this concept here. It's the 908 hybrid.
Okay.
And then they basically said to the ACO, can you please allow this in the regulations? So the ACO changed a lot.
For them, especially.
Yeah, for them. Because this is the time you have to remember that Audi was still driving with the R15. So we're not even into the R18 time frame yet. So they were still like doing the R15 with the open cockpit. So this was the only closed cockpit, and they really had that for the high top speeds along the straight.
Makes sense.
And so, the ACO said, fine, and we'll change these and these parameters, and you can run up to this amount of power. And a lot of things changed. So Audi developed the new car, which was the R18, which is just the diesel engine.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm going too quick. So the next year, Peugeot comes around and says, we're not ready with the car, this and that. And the engine's too big, so we can't fit the hybrid system. So then they go to the ACO and can you change limit the engine displacement and the engine sizes. And that's when Audi had to switch from the R15 to the R18.
Okay.
Because the diesel engine or any engine was limited in volume. And so Audi basically ran the biggest diesel engine they could from a V6.
Yeah.
And Peugeot did the same. They changed to a V6 and no hybrid. So the ACO was like,
Bro.
Les gars.
Like, yeah.
Where's the hybrid? And yeah, then we're like, yeah, but we'll get it around in 2 years, and then after 2 years, yeah, some things as well in the regulations still changed to accommodate Peugeot. By then, Audi was running the hybrids with the R18 e-tron Quattro, dominating, and then Peugeot pulled out, and the ACO was like, guys, we did probably a good 7-8 years of like changing the regulations for you guys to introduce this car, and you're just going to leave us. And luckily Toyota came in that year,
Exactly.
and yeah, with their glorious V8. But yeah, they're like, guys, there's this new car coming out, and then you're dropping out, and so
this, you think this is
I
ACO punishing Peugeot for
I'm not
playing with their balls and be like,
honestly, I do think it's a little too far-fetched. There's a lot of
but honestly, why don't they just, if they know Peugeot is struggling, just give them a BOP that's a little more advantage to them, so they can just play a little bit more into the game.
Oh yeah, so this is the conspiracy, because they pissed off the ACO for like a good nearly 10 years with saying we're going to do this and then don't doing it, that the ACO is purposely giving them a bad BOP. I just think the 9X8 is one of the 4 LMH cars, along with the 499P, the GR10, and the Valkyrie LMH. These cars, they have a lot of freedom, because everything you can design on your own. You can do your own engine, you can do your own gearbox, your own hybrid system. You can have the hybrid in the front, which the LMDH cars, they cannot.
Yeah.
You have to go to a supplier, which gives them a lot of freedom. And I think just because the BOP in Le Mans is totally differently calculated to the BOP in the rest of the WEC season, they run a lot on simulation data and this and that. And I do think just as well with how the simulation data underestimated how fast the Ferrari was going to be. I think it overestimated how well the Peugeot was going to be based on the parameters, the digital parameters. So they were like,
whoopsie.
Yeah. And in the end, people complain that one car keeps winning with BOP and it doesn't give them a fair chance. On one hand, I do get it, but it's a balance of performance that you're trying to achieve. You're not trying to achieve something artificial to have a bad car win. You can have a less good car than, let's say, a Ferrari or a Toyota and still compete. But if you just have a bad car, then no amount of BOP is going to help you. Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, at some point it was the same with the Glickenhaus. They even ran it higher than the allowed max power,
and still they couldn't.
And I think then the engine blew up. But then you cannot compensate for a car that has inherent flaws. And I think there's still something that Peugeot
has to fix
on the car, which the simulation data isn't telling, or the computer data isn't telling both the ACO and Peugeot. And they're still struggling for it.
It's a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's a very good one. I'm a big motorsport geek, so
this was your episode, man.
This
is your Le Mans edition.
And this week it's 24 hours of Nürburgring.
Yeah, I don't think I will watch the entire race, but I'm curious about the weather though.
Yeah, if it's going to be the same as last year, you'll have, if you want to watch the race, you'll have a good night's sleep.
Exactly.
Because it's this 2 years in a row where massive fog has been around, and then you can just sleep all night and wake up and nothing happened because they're still running under red flag.
I'm really curious to see what it will. We have a friend who drives, I think.
Yes, Dan. So Dan, if you're watching, go. He already qualified for like top qualifying.
Ah, really?
Yeah. So
nice. Okay, cool.
Really cool. He's I forgot the number of the car, but he's driving a Falcon Porsche.
Yeah, if I don't remember the number of the car either.
But should be really good.
It's gonna be a cool race.
Yeah. And then just the final thing. They did the Twingo shakedown at the ring today.
Really?
Yeah.
And?
It hit the barrier. So I saw it and I sent it to a friend and like, no. It's going to run next year in the 24 hours. So they still have a long way to go. And there's one guy on Instagram. And you know him as well. He goes under the Instagram handle of Mr. Zaugmotoren.
Ah, yeah.
He's running the 24 hours of the Nürburgring with a fully restored 997 GT3R.
He's running with that?
He's running with that.
Ooh,
so
pretty badass.
Yeah. So I'm rooting for 2 Porsches, and it's it's the one that Dan is running and the one that's
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really, and the livery is very nice as well.
Okay,
it's a really cool car.
It's gonna be a long weekend again.
Yeah. But I'll be editing videos and then a little bit looking at the race and then doing and yeah. And then Spa, and you're going to Spa, right?
I'm going to Spa. Yeah, I'm going to Spa.
I'm probably not going. I'll just keep quiet.
It's going to be a very big race, I think.
I think so too.
So let's see many cars. It's going to be messy.
It's going to be mayhem.
It's going to be, yeah.
I'm not, honestly, like last year, how the last
even
hour,
last year was already
how the last hour went with like the Lamborghini stopping in the pit for 2 times.
It was messy.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. 2 more, 1 down, 2 more to go.
2 more to go. So let us know if you're watching any of the 24 hours. Did you watch the full 24 hours of Le Mans? If not, it'll be up soon on the WEC YouTube channel, which is a really nice thing they do.
Cool, indeed, yeah. That's
and
nice.
They upload a lot of content just for free, and
that's very nice.
But yeah, that's I think the end of our podcast for this week.
Yeah,
we should be back next week as well for regular running. Sorry it took us a little bit off, but yeah, I was gone and
Le Mans and stuff.
And and with Le Mans, it was I came back on Thursday from Italy, and then on Friday I went to Le Mans, and then on Sunday I came back.
And on Monday you died.
I know, like yeah, I normally don't drink any energy drinks, and then I think I've had like 3 Red Bulls.
Really?
Yes.
That's why you're still like.
Yeah, I was like, must stay away.
Well, thank God you didn't crash the Defender.
Yeah. Cool car.
All right, guys.
Good.
Thank you for watching. Till next time.
Love to hear you in the comments, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.